My hair is everywhere, but don't worry.
Yeah, I'm starting on I think I'm on holy shit, I don't know where I am. 7, 8, I think I'm kid 8. I think I'm going blind. I'm thinking all the time about my blindness on my mind. I can't seem to see a new direction. My eyes are fixed on you. Perplexing, misdirecting.
Probably like pretty close to the same in some regards.
I need to focus on new things.
I was pretty crazy back then, as I am probably now. Kind of like me without control. Maybe like a better like understanding. Or if you're talking like really young, it's like child. So like I was pretty crazy per se, but not too wild. I would say I got more crazy when I like probably turned like 6 or 7. My parents were extremely strict. My dad was a police officer. He's retired since, but he was pretty strict. So my mom was pretty strict as fuck because she came from a background that kind of exempted like drugs and alcohol and violence. So like, I don't know, she was pretty fucking hardcore. First memory was probably when I was like 3, when I remember being bottle fed, or 2 or 3, which is pretty early. But I can like remember like my early childhood house, which I moved at like 6, and I can like paint or draw, not necessarily paint. I can't paint nor draw, but I can describe like what the house looked like, even though I'd never been inside since I've been 6.
I think I'm getting lazy.
I kind of dressed always normal.
My eyes can't see.
Up until I was 24, I wore Levi jeans and normal cotton t-shirt.
With fish eyes on our plate, we should have never ordered. The suffering and the fate of our final living blind behind dark eyes, shapeless.
I hate flies. I was in my kitchen and I was in a high chair and my mom was washing the bottles in the sink, and for whatever reason I just remember it. I had a lot of like tripping that happened in that house that I remember though. So it's not like just like I remember like being bottle fed. There was a lot of like fucked shit that happened in that house, like paranormal activity. And I'm not like crazy in that regards, but like yeah, there's a lot of like stuff that scared me.
Myself get a pacemaker, bro. Maybe in the race we're winding down and staying up too late. Nothing on our plate to eat but meeting places down by the cold.
I was never popular.
There's
I was like basically the tag along kid. So if people were doing something, I would tag along, but nobody would ever invite me. I don't know, to be truthful, I was bullied a lot in elementary school, and then I was like, I basically traded getting protected for getting beat up in high school, but in the regards if I'm not getting beat up against like seriousness, so they're just having fun per se, versus actually getting fucking beat up. So I used to get like older kids, I can tell you the whole story if you want, but I used to get older kids to basically protect me in exchange for punching me. So.
And I'm going blind. just in time. I don't want to see all the
probably 'cause I'm fucked up.
barbarian and their hatred. There's still war going on. It's just some kind of gullibility. Not knowing where we're missing, what we're missing, how to get where we're going.
I was kind of a pervert too.
Waves
So I have a lot of friends in that regards. But then I was also like really weird. Like if I were to get excited, I would get like too excited and people would like kind of back away from that. But then like in some regards I was kind of perverted. So like I had like 2 girlfriends and they both backed away because I was kind of like wanting sex like right away. So yeah. So basically my sister had my sister's older than me and she went to the same high school as me. We swallow.
Okay. See now what's that song?
Well I have, but
it's supposed to be about going blind, different metaphors, right? Just
drunk swallow. My sister is 2.5 years older than me, so as a result, she went to school, or in the same school as me, but before me. So she met friends, and when I ended up going to high school, I would hang out with those people, but in exchange, they would see how, like, per se, how far they could punch me, because I was, excuse me, I was very, I was very tiny, so they would, like, basically, like, either Charlie horse me, or, what would they call it? There was like a term for it, I can't remember, but they would like punch your arm, and see how, they'd see how far I'd fly back, like, yeah, it was pretty fucky, because I could like take pain, so like, I could basically take it over and over again, so it was like,
rhyming to marshmallowing the day,
I don't know,
the day,
I can't explain. Regardless, they used to beat the shit out of me because I'd go home with like basically black legs and black arms every single day, and every single day it would get worse. So I actually stopped going to high school after grade 10. Like I just started grade 10 and I probably did like 4 weeks of it, and I stopped going to high school because it was just fucking stupid. But like on this scheme of like being protected by these people, it was kind of good because like there's a lot of like school bullies, and anyone that was bullying me, these people are fucking huge. They weren't small people. They were all big people.
I think it's
so to have them on my side to protect me, if I was getting punched in the arm and it just turned like I hurt and turned black, sure, compared to getting punched in the face, and who knows what could happen. So it's kind of like, yeah, like there was this one kid that was bullying me that was like maybe 250 pounds, and he was gonna slam me one day. However, the kid that was protecting me weighed about the same, and he was right on his tail because he kept telling me to piss off him. In exchange, he would be like defending me and saying, "I'll fight you and shit if you touch," like I guess I can say her, but yeah, if you touch her. So it's like, yeah, I was, and there's like a whole lot to it. So like there was this kid in my school that was known for having, not me, although I'll elaborate more. There was a kid in my school that was known for having basically gangbangers protect him. In exchange, he would talk shit to everyone. So he was like the scrawny, like fucking like 80-pound kid that literally talked so much shit that said he was so hard. And if you ever messed with him, he would get his older Toronto friends that were in actual real gangs to come over and like, no nobody messed with them, so nobody found out. So these kids were trying to make me into that same kid. Like, his name was, I don't want to say his name, just because you can find it actually easy as fuck, because it's so, you just Google it and find it. Let me see if I can find it.
Love's got to go up above to the Lord. He's wearing shorty pants. Yeah, love.
It didn't come up. Let me actually search for it, like, the city. Yeah, it came up. So, I can't just tell you who this kid is because I don't want you messaging this kid.
My favorite is.
So you would get, like, people to, like, basically, like, rage the fuck out, and he would never fight them because his Toronto kids would fight him. So they tried to make me into one of him. So, like, I remember them calling me basically him because he ended up getting expelled. So it was like he wasn't at my school anymore. So he was just, like, per se, in quotations, a legend. So it was kind of me and them. Yeah, it was pretty fucked. I don't want to talk, like, too much about it, but yeah. No. Paul Bernard. That's not good. He wasn't a good person. He didn't wait his turn. He waited for his own. I wasn't, like, too silent. I was more, like, crazy.
Dog.
No, it's honestly no. I used to know one friend that may have ties to Russian mafia, but other than that, I don't even talk to him. Like, I'll be truthful, as fuck. I knew a few people that, like, were in small gang type shit that went to jail for, like, selling bad drugs, like laced with fentanyl. No. Would I probably, like, maybe somehow get into that life? Well, I don't know. Shit hits the fan, maybe. But right now, I don't do, like, do I do, like, anything illegal?
I don't even have a clue about this.
Trying to think. I don't think I do, like, anything illegal nowadays. I used to, like, say, well, yeah, for sure when I drive, but I don't drive anymore. Nope. I'm clean. I'm clean as fuck. I literally just talked to you guys and that crazy bitch, but, like, I'm scared as fuck because I don't know what to think. I don't know how to, like, process this. Do you not find it weird? Like, imagine, like, I don't know if you could feel the same, like, this is subjective, but, like, in my personal opinion, I find it weird that, like, you invite a girl over and she talks about her fuck buddies to your dad. Like, I don't know about you, but I find that so cringy. Like, from an outside view, it might seem, like, hot, but imagine if, like, it's your shoes. Like, I feel really weird that she was talking about her fuck friends to my dad. I don't know. I think that's, like, the basically wall hanger right there. That's kind of, like, what nails it. It's like, hey, here's proof you can't control yourself because you told my dad about your fuck friends. I don't know what to think. Thanks for understanding, seriously. Because it literally is cringy. This is like... wasn't just nervous because she at first was saying her friends. So to say her friends and then say, oh wait, 1 second. No, they weren't just friends, they were fuck friends. Hold up, I got that one wrong. I took their penis in my mouth and in my vagina.
I've been working on the railroad for longer than I know. I've been sleeping in a wheelbarrow. So
I need to say goodbye to her. And like,
I'm sliding down
and if she wants to
the
connect
vapor
in like
time
a few years or whatever. Sure, but I can't talk to her within recent times. Or within like basically any time soon. Like, she is so drained on my mentality. I mean, I'll be truthful, Humphrey. If she wasn't fucking up my head right now, this 3 beer or 2.5 beers I had would have done nothing. It's like couldn't even eat today. Like, she's fucked up my head so much because she's such like a crazy fuck. And it's like, in one regards I feel trapped in the middle because it's like she already told me she'll commit suicide. And the other regards it's like, I need my life because I don't want to commit suicide. So, I just can't deal with it.
Trying to find a way
I want to go back.
to compromise. I feel so energized. I feel so lucky to be alive and not be sick and tortured.
Especially like how sexual she was. Like, if she were to hug me, like, especially like after we just agreed to being friends, she like hugged me and then she like pressed her pussy into my leg. And it's like, don't know what to think about that. It's like, in one regard she's saying friends, in the other regard she's pushing her pussy into my leg.
That's Dad. No, Dad.
I could get back to that. She made me so fucking sick for so long that like I still kind of feel like I'm still recovering, even though it's probably over now. So like, to be truthful, I've kind of actually only like my plant's been watered 1 time in the last like month, sorry. So it's kind of like, yo, I really need to cancel this girl out of my life so I can think clear again because she's fucking it up so much. I hate crazy people.
I'm broken down, back home alone again. Through a storm, I hear my mind.
Like, even my dad said, her adoptive mom is trying to literally drop her off into my shoes or my pocket. I gotta graft more soon myself. Like I said, I've been out of it for the last like a month, so I know I have a few seedlings that probably are ready, and my graft stock is probably getting ridiculous by now. Oh, I don't even want to look at it. It's probably like literally like this tall.
I send regards to those new to my train of thoughts.
You have to keep me updated.
Always wondering where I am.
I've been on Instagram too much, and the reason why is like my mind has been literally fried. Like, I'm trying to keep stability rather than like, look how I'm old looking at you through one eye. It's because I'm like, I can't focus. I'm like getting double vision like mad.
broken down back home. I swim again around these stones so thin.
Oh, my eyes are pretty like glossy red. That's good. That means you're partying.
Following, I have a heavy load. I'm swallowing my tongue.
Just give it another bowl.
And I am heading home. Broken down, found bones from former friends
I gotta go
along the
pee.
road. So far from where I'd been, I picked
Ooh, I feel
some up
that.
and licked the salt for them with due respect. I left them where they lay.
I gotta go pee.
So,
And I'm on my way.
I don't know, right now I'm
what
just
it's
having
like
fun
to be
right now.
gay, but
I used to be actually kind of
truthfully, I always like to be discriminated against for those types of things.
The only reason why I quit was
Sucks.
because my piano teacher retired.
I know a lot of people are closeted because I'm probably trans, and the reason is because when you're trans, people still see you as a portion of female. So when they play to you or talk to you, they don't feel bad for themselves because you're looking at, per se, somebody that's feminine as a girl, right? And therefore, I also talk to a lot of people that are closeted gay and because they were really just looking at me because I had
As much terms of friends, so if somebody asked me to hang out, sure. Regardless. That's hilarious. The hairy ass dude, the guy that spread his asshole. Yeah, that would be this guy. So you have heard the story? If you heard the story, I won't say it again, or I might just say the ending. But so I put dog shit in this newspaper and delivered it to his house.
The hypocrisy
I don't know what happened, but he got fired.
Like, this I think is like what people do is not automatically the right thing to do, right? People can do lots of
I
things,
can't think of
right?
any other goon things we used to do.
But that doesn't make those things justifiable, right? Like 200 years ago, everyone's argument for racism would be the same
So like
thing,
take
right? But that doesn't justify racism.
shit on
Right?
people's
We're asking
driveways.
you, like Ed is asking you, what is the justification for you doing these things?
Like anything we can find.
Well, everyone does it, but that's no justification, right?
Fucking garbage
Let's
bins,
continue.
bricks,
in our view of animals. I think there's another way of getting there. And that would be to try and discern whether or not reducing animal suffering we should consider to be a moral priority. Should we pursue the reduction of animal suffering?
Okay, can I ask you a question? And this is just
come back to my question.
I will come back to your question, of course. But you know, I've spoken to other vegans, you know, kids in my class, whatever, and you know, they think that animal suffering is one of our world's greatest issues, right? I mean, I've heard people compare it to, you know, humanity's greatest atrocities, and they say, you know, the mass slaughter of millions of animals every day is a travesty. And my question is, do you think that as a moral dilemma is comparable to some of our society's greatest atrocities, or would you say that there is also a distinction, right? Because what you're saying is that we really need to take into consideration the suffering of these animals, right? And so my question is, how would you compare what's taking place now, this mass animal suffering with mass human suffering? Would you say that this is as great or a greater atrocity than, I don't know, you know, the killing of Leos or whatever it was? I mean, do you think that there's a comparison to be drawn, or do you also consider an animal life to be worth less than a human life? Because how many chickens are dying and suffering? You know, how many people suffer from the killing fields of Leos? Way more chickens are suffering, right? And so if you consider that sentient being to be worth as much as a human being in a human's life, then you'd think that what's taking place right now is just as bad for you doing dog shit with the people. I will come back to your question, of course. But I've spoken to other vegans, kids in my class, whatever, and they think that animal suffering is one of our world's greatest issues. Right? I mean, I've heard people compare it to some of humanity's greatest atrocities, and they say the mass slaughter of millions of animals every day is a travesty. And my question is, do you agree? Do you think that as a moral dilemma is comparable to some of our society's greatest atrocities, or would you say that there is also a distinction, right? Because what you're saying is that we really need to take into consideration the suffering of these animals, right? And so my question is, how would you compare what's taking place now, this mass animal suffering, mass human suffering? Would you say that this is as greater atrocity than, I don't know, the killing field of Laos or whatever it was? I mean, do you think that there's a comparison to be drawn, or do you also consider an animal life to be worth less than a human life? Because how many chickens are dying and suffering? How many people are suffering in the killing fields of Laos? Way more chickens are suffering, right? And so if you consider that sentient being to be worth as much as a human being and a human's life, then you'd think that what's taking place right now is just as bad or worse than what took place then. So I think you also, deep down, so I'm not trying to strongman, but I think perhaps you.
So this is a straw man, as Ed pointed out, for sure, but this is also a red herring. Whether or not a human life is more valuable than a chicken life, whether or not they're equal, or whatever, the point remains that their life is more important than our taste pleasure. It's probably far more important than that, but at least we can agree on that. But he's making a red herring here. And it's interesting because he's making it comparison from this to a genocide or a tremendous human suffering. And he's using that as a gotcha against the vegans. Basically, he's trying to get Ed to say the wrong thing. I haven't watched this debate before. I watched the first 5 minutes of it.
Have you heard the one with
added
the
it to the
Chinese guy
playlist.
trying to kill or
But
chase after
I'd like to see how Ed responds. I don't know how I would respond in that scenario. Let's find out how Ed would.
Actually, a meat cleaver.
And so we end up kind of going in circles then, because what's the difference between a cow and a horse? It all ties back to moral relativism, right? As a society, which isn't comparable to some of our society's greatest atrocities, or would you say that there is also a distinction, right? Because what you're saying is that we really need to take into consideration the suffering of these animals, right? And so my question is, how would you compare what's taking place now to mass animal suffering, mass human suffering? Would you say that this is
kind of like
as greater atrocity than,
but there wasn't
I don't know, the killing field of Laos or whatever it was? I mean, do you think that there's a comparison to be drawn, or do you also consider an animal life to be worth less than a human life? Because how many chickens are dying and suffering? How many people suffer from the killing field of Laos? Way more chickens are suffering, right? And so if you consider that sentient being to be worth as much as a human being and a human's life, then you'd think that what's taking place right now is just as bad or worse than what took place then. So I think you also, deep down, so I'm not trying to strongman, but I think perhaps
they always left their back door
So this is a straw man, as Ed pointed out, for sure, but this is also a red herring. Whether or not
we would hang out
a human life is more valuable than a chicken life, whether or not they're equal, or whatever, the point remains that their life is more important than our taste pleasure. It's probably far more important than that, but at least we can agree on that. But he's making a red herring here, and it's interesting.
Are they fucking cooking in there? Because what makes them come and check the door? They must be getting hot. It's like, holy fuck, go check the back door. Regardless. So then it got to the point where he obviously tried to catch us, but we were smart. We would people fighting wait 10 or 15 minutes on the odd second, whatever, and just do the door and quickly run a corner, and you can't find us. He's gone. Regardless. Usually what they fucking do. Then we get to the point where we would shut the door, and then he had milk cartons, plastic milk crates. That's there, milk crates that he stored in the back area of his shop, and we would shut the door
and we would stack all these milk crates up on behind this door.
All the words. It has like 5 songs or whatever. Ruin your face with her trash.
I wish we like could have recorded shit and stuff. This is like before like I had phones and regardless. We stacked all these milk crates up like as high as the door, higher than the door. So he'd open up the door and the milk crates would fall fucking everywhere. And he would start screaming and shit. No clue what he was saying because he spoke Chinese. Regardless, we did this probably like days consecutively. And many times each day. Like, get home from school, go and fucking shit. You wanna go shut the door? Yeah, let's go do that. Fucking right. So one day we go up to the door and we shut the door, but right as we shut the door, this dude fucking with a meat cleaver starts running out, or opens up the door, and starts running out after us with the meat cleaver, fucking yelling at us in Chinese, and we're fucking like just trying to book it on our bikes, and buddies are like literally like stumbling the whole way, and it's like, oh shit, shit's going down. We ended up getting away, and then we ended up calling the cops on the dude, because the dude fucking pulled the fucking knife. And the cops basically showed up, called me a fucking retard, and then that's basically it.
Rainy River song.
Yeah. So I didn't get in trouble, but I got called a retard. And I told my parents got mad, and they made a complaint with the cop, and I don't know what happened, but yeah.
River of Dreams or something?
Looking back at it, to be truthful, pretty hardcore. I like. Imagine chasing somebody around with a meat cleaver. I can't, but I can say it's happened to me. So, yeah. That was a fun one.
I need happiness, to be truthful. Life has been
done a lot of fun things.
So I need this.
In high school, I fucking organized a like, I don't even know what you would call it, but like an movement. Yeah, the cop literally called me a retard, and then basically like, I don't really remember what happened after that, but left, I guess, told us to go home. I don't know. My parents came and got us. I don't really remember. I just remember the other parts.
Not a lot of power.
But in high school, I started this, like, I don't want to call it a movement, but I started this thing where we would go out on our lunch breaks and sometimes skipping periods, and we would, like,
I'm sure I could draw if I tried to.
For whatever reason, pick a direction. Like, we'd walk outside of our school. I went to Innisdale Secondary School in Barrie, if you're curious. Fuck that place. Regardless, we'd pick a direction, and we would just run in that direction, no obstacles besides, like, large things you cannot climb over. So we would, like, point down, like, a residential street, and it's like, alright, that's where we're going, and we would fucking just hop every single person's backyard, and, like, a group of, like, 20 plus people, too. So it was like a mass crowd of people just hopping backyards. Fucking like for a week or something we did this. And we would do everything. We were mischievous. We would like steal shit in the backyards. And we'd fucking like, there's one time there was a dog in the backyard and he started like fucking barking at us and we got split up as a group. Another time, a dude got, like, his fucking legs all cut up on the fucking top end of a sharp fence. I was a bus kid, back of the bus kid. I was only the cool kid. I wasn't cool. Oh, that was pretty fun, but we ended up getting in trouble by the police because... Funny enough, I never got in trouble though, because for whatever reason I was sick that day and they forgot to mention me. So it goes to show you I wasn't really popular. They forgot to mention me. But regardless,
the time we did go out that would lead them to get caught, we went through a kindergarten at a school, our nursery, like a kid nursery, and we broke into their fucking playground area, because it was like a walled and locked area, and we broke in there and broke into their toy shed and started throwing their shit and balls and everything everywhere and started kicking their balls. It was pretty bad. And yeah, they ended up getting the cops called on them because I was sick the next day, and when the cops came, they assembled everybody that was there, and they forgot to mention me. So I wasn't a bad kid when I was growing up. I was really good. I'd be so bad if I went back now, though, to be truthful, like comparatively. And I kind of was bad when I went back to school. Because I went back when I was like 18, or 17, 18. And I was like drinking and shit. Like getting drunk as fuck and going to metal shop class. Or auto shop class. I can be pretty bad. If I'm in like at the bad crowd, I definitely synchronize with that crowd, to be truthful. I'm not saying like I'm really bad. Like, I definitely have morals. I don't like fighting, to be truthful. Like, I wouldn't want to go out just to fight people, or I like messing around with people. I like ringing doorbells and running, that kind of stuff. Throwing snowballs at cars. Could you imagine doing that? Could you imagine going out throwing snowballs at cars? I don't know if I really would, because like there's like so little people that live in my area that it would be so
unpleasant odor down there. It could
like maybe not too easy, but like I'd be scared. I'd be scared of getting caught. Especially my age now. I'm not like per se the age I used to. If I get caught throwing snowballs at cars now, I think I'd be doing some like charges or something at least. Let's go on cue ball. We're talking about throwing snowballs at cars. Since you don't make a perfect snowball in the sense that you like feel the snow, make sure it's not like fluffy, or make sure it's all like nice, and then I don't know, it'll be kind of fun to do though. Now at 11, I just don't know if I could right now, because probably not. Yeah, it's not like the best idea. It's kind of a good way to get a good ticket or a good night's sleep at a fucking jail or holding cell. Especially like my age, I don't think I'd be let down. It's like, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe, ish. You're bad. You're bad. My stream is gonna end. It's not me, it's fucking stupid stream shit. If you want to rejoin my stream in a couple seconds, you know, I'll be back. So why don't you leave me alone?
What's up?
shock's coming. Oh,